Good evening, everyone. We're continuing with 4 minutes of Mishlei, and we're up to Perek Chaf, Perek 20, the 20th chapter. A theme that emerges from this chapter is the theme of the proper role of a king, of a melech. The pasuk in pasuk Beis says, "Naham kakfir emas melech." The fear of a king is like the roar of a lion. Misabru chote nafsho, and he who provokes his anger risks his life. And the Ralbag comments on that pasuk. What is the proper king who we're referring to? Yes, there is deterrence of a government, of a law, of a body of power which has a police force, and people are afraid of violating the law. That's something that society sometimes has lost sight of. But there's another king which is important for us to learn as individuals, and that is, the Ralbag says, the seichel, anoshi, the human intellect. Shehu roi sheyimshol b'shar kochos hanefesh, that our intellect is supposed to rule over our other human, we could call them weaknesses or flaws. We want to use our intellect to decide, does this make sense? Maybe it feels good for the moment. Maybe it's as a juicy line, a zinger, I could really get that nice joke and really at someone else's expense. But the seichel should say, is it really worth it? Embarrassing this person in public so people should think that I'm funny, or maybe they think that I am actually very insensitive because I'm making this person feel embarrassed. The seichel enoshi, the human intellect, is really what should be the melech, should be the king of our lives. There's another pasuk which is seemingly not related, but I think it is. The pasuk in the same Perek Chav, the pasuk is pasuk Chav Zayin. Ner Hashem nishmas Adam. Very important pasuk. The light of Hashem is the soul of man. And the Aruch HaShulchan, in Orach Chaim, Simin Aleph, he says that human beings are imbued with two competing forces. On the one hand, we have a neshama, which allows us to see and to understand Hashem, almost like he says, like a malach. That's what the nishmas Hashem is, a nishmas Adam. A person has imbued with this holy spark of a soul. On the other hand, we have a body, a physical, material body, which has similarities to an animal that has certain desires, certain things that make the body feel good. And he says we are at war with ourselves. We are always in battle. He says it's a mechamas gedolos ba'adam kol yimei chayav. Every single day, and I would add every single moment, we are making decisions. We are trying to decide, is this going to be the neshama is going to dictate what I'm going to do, or is it the body? Not to say we don't have to take care of the body, not to say that we shouldn't. We are human beings, we're body, we have to take care of the body. But we want the neshama to be in the driver's seat, so to speak. So that's what I think is the connection between these two ideas, that the melech is the seichel, and I think related to that is the neshama. Just one final idea on this pasuk. Why is it referred to as a ner, as a fire? Many people talk about this idea of a yortzeit candle. We light a candle, it's like a neshama. So I was just thinking about this. There's a concept called the principle of conservation of energy. When you burn something, you're taking fire. It's taking some sort of element that's it's burning it and turning it from something that's solid into a gas. But it's never lost. That's the principle of conservation. Energy just changes forms, but it's never destroyed. That's who we are. We're in a physical body, but we have an energy. We believe that the spiritual life, which we don't necessarily see with our eyes, but we are energy, and energy is never destroyed. And therefore, the neshama, in some way, we could sort of point to it. It's a mashal, it's an analogy. We could point to the fact that even though a person is no longer in this world, but just like a piece of paper is burnt, you feel that it's fire, it's transferred into a non-physical entity that creates heat, but that energy is still there. And that's human being, that we live in this world for a certain period of time, but we don't believe in Judaism that people die. Bodies die, but the soul of a person, like energy, lives on, and that is why we refer to a soul as a fire. It's an analogy. It is a pointing towards a truth that we understand somewhat when it comes to the physical world, when it comes to fire, but it's a truth that the human being is not just a physical entity. We are a combination of physical and spiritual, and the soul of a person is never destroyed.